weird. We're coming back. I swear we're coming back. If you can see us, we're coming back. It's been a day. It's been a day. Let's see. Where are we? Where are we? Oh, there we go. I think we're back.
We're back.
We're back. You see us? Okay, yeah, we're back. Hi. We're back. Hi, Daniel Wu. Yes, we are. We are back. Obviously, the Halloween edition here has its own little spooky thing going on. Thanks, Tanner.
What is Tanner saying?
We have our own little Forrest Gump. Okay. Okay, everybody's coming back. So we can have our last little segment. You know, we're probably going to run over just a little bit because we got a late start and we got thrown off a couple of times. And okay. Shh, I'm going to talk politics for just a second.
Local politics.
Going to throw us off? Okay, we made it. Okay. So anyhow, what I was saying before we were so rudely interrupted was I was in a group on Facebook and they had put out a voting guide for these are the candidates you need to vote for. And this is what you should do on the propositions. And so I checked Proposition 19 and they said, well, these people say vote yes, but these people say vote no. And there's all kinds of loopholes in it that can be taken advantage of later. And I'm saying, well, loopholes? What loopholes? I don't know about any stinking loopholes. So I had put a comment in saying, can somebody tell me what you're talking about on the loopholes for Proposition 19? And they answered, and there was nothing that could have answered the loophole thing. It was just like, oh, it's going to take money away from our schools and it's going to, you know, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. You should be more concerned about, you know, the commercial property proposition. And I said, I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to do a little edumacating of these good folks. And, you know, I tried to explain that, you know, actually areas that have schools with people attending those schools would probably do better with Proposition 19 because people are going to sell their house and they're going to move. And there's a good chance they're probably going to move maybe to a senior community or move out of the area closer to their kids or something like that. And guess who usually moves into an area? Probably somebody, you know, if you're selling a big house, somebody with kids. And they're now going to have a higher tax base. They're going to be paying on the assessed value of that house at the price they purchased that house, like today, which is going to be higher than what the people who left were paying. So I think actually it's going to increase the tax base, not really oh gosh, I think we're stuck. I'm stuck on my end.
You were freezing a little on mine, but you're good now.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting that depending on who it was, what their argument was, and I basically stated too, yeah, I'm a realtor. You probably think that I'm saying this just, you know, to get more business, but that's not true. I mean, I've talked to a lot of people back when we had this on as a ballot proposition the last time. And I talked to a lot of older people that were living in two-story homes who said, we bought this back when we were in our early 60s and it sounded like a good idea. You know, it's a new house and we don't have to worry about problems. And we brought our tax base with us and now we're stuck. We're in our 70s. We have stairs. We don't need this home. All we want to do is go get like a little single story in Casa del Sol, but that's going to be more money than what we bought this house, or you know, maybe what we sell this house for, because a lot of the houses in a lot of the retirement communities around here are pretty expensive. And they're stuck. They can't move. And they're, I told them about the ballot, initiative, and they're, oh my God, are you serious? You mean I can sell this house and get out of this? And if you vote yes, you can. And I think that, a lot of people are, listening to, this, filters. In fact, I want to say it was the Orange County Register. I am going to diss the Orange County Register right now. I'm really kind of bummed we only have a few people on here right now. But they're like, this was a ploy by the realtors. Hey, there's people out here that can use this. My internet connection is unstable again. Okay. Maybe I'll get a few more sales, but as somebody who's approaching those senior, well, I already am a senior, I'm really
Not
fortunate.
quite.
Well, I could go live in Costa del Sol right now, but I'm too young to take advantage of the tax basis. But Proposition 19 brings it down to 55.
Yeah.
So, it's like,
not, we will all be 55 if we're not already. I'll be there. A couple more years to go still, but hey, that's in my foreseeable future. So
yeah, and it's really, it's like we've made people almost hostages to their homes because they can't move now. And if any of you've taken that SRES certification through NAR, they talk about the two different types of seniors out there. You have the young active seniors, and then you have the older seniors that don't get around so good, and stairs are not good. That they want to be able to go to that single story. They want to be able to move into that senior community that maybe they considered themselves too young for previously, but now it's like, what, I'm kind of liking the fact that I could go, do, water, aqua exercise with my friends in the Casa del Sol pool or whatever. Well, I guess with a mask, I don't know. But there's different reasons for it. And I really think that besides, oh yeah, realtors like it because maybe we can get some more business, it perpetuates people getting out of their homes of something that's not right for them anymore, that they're tied to,
right.
And create more homes for the first time buyers and everything to be able to get in. So let's see what we have in the comments here. But isn't the school board and firefighters pro Prop 19 now? Yeah, we really don't have any organized opposition, Daniel, but we have opposition. When we're not getting endorsements by the papers, LA Times said vote no, Orange County Register said vote no. Looking at it as a realtor ploy, I think that's really kind of crappy because this helps people. Let's see. Oh yeah, and the other thing is the inheritance of the home situation, which this has been a point of consternation within our area here, because right now you can get a tax break on inheriting a property where you don't have to pay taxes on that, because you inherited it, or the stepped up basis. But Proposition 19 said, okay, you only get that if you move into the home, if it's occupied by one of the heirs. That's what I'm trying to say. And there's a good reason why that's in there, because really a whole bunch of people that are state legislators want to take the whole thing away. They want to tax you on the stepped up basis, whether you live in it or you hang on to it as an investment. We're trying to keep part of it, so maybe they'll leave it alone, because otherwise the whole thing's going to, possibly on the chopping block. And I don't think that was put out there to the public very well. And let's see, California doesn't have any sympathy for what is perceived as rich people problems. Yeah, they don't.
And I think a lot of people are concerned that it's just going to be a blanket tax increase for everybody. And the reality is that piece of it, the inherited property piece, how many people in your database do you know that this would really hurt? I have like 2 people that have properties, multiple properties that they could pass on to their heirs, except they don't have any heirs, so I don't know what they're gonna do. But the majority of the people that I know, in my sphere of influence, they don't have properties they're passing down to their kids. And so, I think the greater good of the benefit of how many people this can positively affect far outweighs the handful of people. Now, that doesn't mean there aren't a lot of people that have properties they plan on giving their kids. I'm not saying that. But the reality is when we kind of take a closer look in our circle, who do we really know? I mean, I'd love to be able to say the property I currently own as an investment property will go to my kids. I'd like it to be paid off when it goes to them. But do I think that everybody should just get that windfall and not have to pay their fair share? If you're collecting fair market value rent, I think you should pay your fair share in taxes for the community, because that's the reason you're seeing that appreciation. You're seeing, people come into these communities saying, wow, this is a well-maintained community. I want to live here. I want to rent here and pay that higher price rent. So that's my opinion on it.
Yeah, and it's very true, because a lot of this has gotten attention from, I believe it's Jeff Bridges, and inheriting a beachfront property with a very low tax base. And now it's being rented out for over $16,000 a month. And he's getting to it. Now, I like Jeff Bridges. And honestly, he's just doing what you can do the way the laws are written in the state of California right now. But is it really fair and just? We're very fortunate we have Proposition 13 in this state. I always laugh when I hear, I'm leaving California because you know what? I'm going to go to Texas because they don't have any income tax and blah, 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 blah. They also have up to 3% property tax and special assessments, their own version of Mello-Roos taxes, scattered throughout the state of Texas. You don't know what your property tax is going to be one year to the next, because it gets reassessed every year. Yeah. People can trash talk California all they want. At least you know what your property taxes are going to be next year, with Proposition 13. So we need to protect it every way we possibly can. And if it's called making somebody pay their fair share, well, then so be it. Because if you're just saying, hey, I got mom and dad's, $3 million house, and I'm going to go turn it into an Airbnb and clean up and make a ridiculous sum of money, I only have to pay $5,000 in taxes every year. Is that really right? I mean, or, you're going to rent it out for $16,000, pay your fair share. And that's really all it's about. And the commercial tax one, the split roll, that one, there's a lot of funky things going on out there on the commercial property assessment world. I'm not sure how that one's going to go. I was very conflicted on that one, just because there's a lot of monkey business going on, and I don't know if the proposition is going to fix the monkey business. Namely, one big company can go and buy another company, and based on the way that they do the purchase, it may or may not trigger an assessment. So big old company, because now they just bought that company, doesn't have to pay increased property taxes due to a change of ownership, because the chain of ownership is so convoluted that it doesn't trigger the reassessment. That's the kind of stuff we need to be cleaning up. But we'll see what happens. So
yeah, that one, I think that's going to have a negative impact on us as consumers.
I think so too.
So I love this postcard that I got last week. This is on the Prop 19. It says Prop 19 closes tax loopholes for East Coast Trust Fund heirs. And you look at these 2 young guys living the life. So, yes, I'm 19. I love that one. That one came last week. I still had it on my desk.
Oh my heavens. Well, there's a lot of stuff out there. If you haven't voted yet, I know sometimes people like to wait to the last minute. Usually I do wait to the last minute, because I kind of like to really educate myself on everything that's going on. This time I said, no. I'm getting my ballot in. I'm voting. I'm done. But if you haven't, definitely take your time looking at all of the propositions. There's some on there that can affect your daily life. I'm sold, the whole kidney dialysis thing. The fact that that is on the ballot is really kind of crazy, but we won't get into that. But there's some things out there that are super important. Do your homework. You can educate yourself online as to who the realtor friendly candidates are. You're probably getting mail on that. Some congressional areas, not so much. But other areas, such as, I'm not sure what congressional district it is, Harley-Ruda, he's been a realtor friendly candidate. Just look and see, because these are people that help us do our jobs. We are really tied into politics, whether you like it or not. The real estate industry is we're tight. We're tight. So, we want the best to go in and look out for our well-being and that of our clients, because we are the only lobbyist a homeowner has, and, and home buyers. And I think you're going to, oh yes, Daniel Wu says the Ruta Steel ads are nasty. I'm sure they are. I'm not in that district, so I'm not seeing them. But I bet it's really bad. Probably like our own little version of Florida right now. And I pray for those of you that are in Florida or a swing state, because I was in Florida a few years ago, the day before the election. I've never seen such a mess on my television before. I was in my hotel room. Turn it off. I can't take these ads anymore. Turn it off. You think it's bad here? You have no idea. It is bad in the swing states. But anything else going on?
No, that covered my whole list today, and we'll definitely have a deep conversation next week on all the NAR stuff. So I've got a ton of reading to do. I keep seeing we have several threads in the hub, which is an NAR communication portal, and every day more and more comments, and it's difficult to track all of the comments when I've yet to finish reading the initial material. So I've got to spend the next couple of days doing that. So
all righty, guys. Well, thank you so much. Don't miss us next week. Super important. And of course, we have to go out with a bang. This is my Halloween, everybody. This is it right here. So on that note, we'll see you next week. Take care. Go out and sell a house. Bye.
Thanks for being here.